Hey, I'm David Beckham, and I'm Breeze Flippers. Welcome to the shipping slash laundry room. I thought I'd give you a quick tour since talked a little bit last night about some of the comics, but this is where we do a lot of the work. This is our shipping area. We have boxes down here. We have our laundry over here. Some little extra storage that we have over that way. But you know, we keep it pretty organized, and we have a nice little drawer over here full of stuff, and we do a pretty good job with this. So this table actually works out really well for shipping. I'm going to show a few things that we sold today. Actually had a pretty good day today, 6 orders going out, and they are not too bad. So first thing we sold is a pair of Lilly Pulitzer eyeglasses, just the frames only. They're our prescription that my wife had at one time, but they're going out, and we sold them for $24.49 plus $5.99 shipping. This next one we bought, in a bunch. We actually paid, I don't know, we might have paid 10 cents for 50 of these. And so it was one listing, and I've been selling them like crazy, and I think this might be the last of 3 that are left. We've been selling these little pencils for anywhere between $5.99 and maybe these are on special right now. Sold them for $4.79 plus $4.99 shipping. So those will be going out today. Let's see. So this one's kind of an odd one, and some people will probably go, shame on you, but listen, a reseller. So at a garage sale about 2 weeks ago, I was looking through a bunch of stuff and came over and come upon these boxes. And of course, you know, I collect comics. So right away I got very excited because I thought, oh, I bet he's got comics. Yeah, look in there and they weren't comics. They were actually Playboys. So I looked at a few of them and looked them up and looked at comps, and I was like, man, these things sell. So they were all bagged and boarded. They were really well taken care of, in very good shape. So I was kind of shocked. So I was like, I asked the lady, what do you want for him? And she was like, well, he wants about $2 a book. And I was like, no, that's just, I got to sit on them. I got to sell them. And I said, I'm just going to grab a couple that were expensive that I saw. And I kind of talking back and forth and found out that he collects comics. That's why he takes such good care of his books. But then I said, well, what would you do if I bought all of them? She's like, well, she comes up with $250. And there were about 260 books. So I was like, no, that's still too much. So we went back and forth. She came to about $1.50 a book, and I was still like, no, I'll just get the one. She goes, well, what would you pay? And I said, well, I'd do 140. And she was like, no, and we ended up at $160. So it's a little over 60 cents a book, but just sold this one, went out $15.99. And I'm doing free shipping on those, so I am making money on them. It's about $6.90 to ship, somewhere around there. So I'll make a little bit of money on them. Sold the game. This is a PS3 game bundle, Angry Birds Trilogy and the Lego Marvel Heroes. Sold this one for $13.49 plus $5.99 shipping. This is part of a big game buy that I made earlier this summer. I purchased, it was about 790 units. It might have been a little bit more after it was all said and done. I paid, actually, no, I'm taking that back. It was over 800 units. I paid about just under $790 for the whole thing. So I think actually in the said and done, it was like 850 units because I bought cases of games that were just out of the case, but they were in just the discs. And so I've turned those in put those in disc and everything, and disc holders, and actually been selling those as well. So, I'm not putting a big price on them because I'm trying to move them. So, but I have sold at $790-ish dollars. I think it was about $790 after everything that I have sold already, $3,000. So made our money back and some. The next thing that's going out is this Guinness Scally cap, green plaid cap. I almost kept it, but I don't think it's me. I'm not that kind of guy. Don't wear this kind of hat. But it is kind of a cool hat. Picked it up at a garage sale along with some really nice handbags. This one's going out for $15.29 plus $4.99 shipping. And last, but of course not least, I did sell another comic today. This one's pretty cool. This is a King in Black. It's the Alpina Virgin edition. So this is King in Black number 2. It's a 9.8, and it's a cool looking cover. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully there's no terrible glare on it, but we'll see if I can hold it. I can look at my other screen. Anyway, maybe that's the best way. But it's actually a pretty cool comic. Sold this one. It is actually an international sale. It is going to Spain, but I have a little over $30 in the book. Sold it for $80, and I got $12.99 shipping. So that's pretty much what's sold today. It's been pretty good. We've been actually getting quite a few sales. For part-time, I feel like anything over $300-400 in a week, we're doing pretty good. We've been tripling that almost. So this week, I think we're on track again to have almost $1,000 this weekend. So weekend sales last weekend was slow on Saturday. It was kind of weird, but during the week we've been hitting pretty good sales. So yesterday or this morning actually shipped out 5-6 items that sold overnight, and then of course these 6 items which will sell now, which you're going out tomorrow. I do ship every day. I know some people think that's kind of strange, but I work at home, and I sit in my office all day long on my job, my day job, and honestly, I need to get out of the house at noon. So I just go out and just get out every day, and I go drop off packages. I have a place called Mails of Breeze that we use, and I can drop off all my packages there, mail, UPS, USPS. I can drop off FedEx, whatever I'm sending. I'll go up there and drop that off, and it kind of gives me time to hit a few places. Sometimes I'll hit the local comic book shop. Sometimes I'll hit a thrift store. I try to do a little bit over my lunch hour though, because I just need to get out of the house, get away from the desk. So I can combine things during the day a little bit, and it makes it kind of easier. So I always try to do shipping at night, and of course do listing and everything else at night. So, sometimes it feels like a lot of work, but honestly, if you're having fun with it, and I do have fun. I had fun except for listing 260 something Playboys. You can only do so much of those, honestly. But now it's done. They're in a bin. I don't have to look at them again except for when I ship them, and that's fine. So got them all listed almost, or at least in drafts. We've set up about, I've got about 125 drafts in the draft bank right now. We launch about 10 a day, so that has been helping sales. We're running 3 consecutive sales right now. I'm running 30% off items that have been in our store for almost a year, or not 30%, I'm running 50% off those, because I'm trying to scale down our inventory. We have about 1,300, almost 1,400 items in our store. And that's just too much. Even though if you see our storage out in the garage, it looks like a lot, but it's not. A lot of the stuff is really small, and that's one of our strategies. We've been very careful about buying big things. Now, I did sell a blow mold a week ago. It was a big Santa blow mold. It was about that big. It's the biggest thing I ever shipped. It was almost 4 feet tall. This thing was big, and it was $68 to ship. I sold it for, I think it was about 120, so they paid a good little chunk. I think it was 125 actually is what I got for it, and I think it was 60 something to ship, so they paid a little over 200 total for it. But it got there. It went all the way out to Colorado, I believe. So those are, I don't typically sell really big things because I don't like to pack big things, but I like small things, and small things, small packages, and that ship easy. That's why a lot of these things that I have, I love shipping comics. You grab a comic mailer, throw it in a padded envelope, and it gives a little extra thing. Throw a sticker on it that says "Don't bend me," and it's off. I charge $5.99 for shipping on regular comics and $12.99 on graded, just because I like to send the graded priority to get them there safely. I could ship them a little cheaper. It just depends on the situation, but I'm always trying to make sure that the package gets there. That's the biggest thing. And sometime maybe I'll show you guys how I ship things. And again, if you're a seasoned seller and you've been doing this for a very, very long time, the stuff that I do may be different than the stuff that you do, and that's okay. I think if you're thinking about selling, or you're just starting to sell, I might be able to give you a few good ideas and things that we've learned, because we've gone through the school of hard knocks. Like I said, I've been on eBay since October 1997. I actually started on eBay when it was called Auction Web. So I was a sophomore, I think, in college at that time. I just gotten out of the military. I was a while in college, so got out of the military in the Army, and I was at college at Iowa State University. I was one of the first people to actually get internet at our house. So I was rocking it was probably at that time a 600 baud modem, I believe. So we thought we were in the big time when we got the 1200 baud modem. because he would sit there and make the squeaky sound and then connect. And if you wanted to download any kind of pictures or documents, you usually had to start it, go make dinner, have a drink, sit around, wait, and then go back, and sometime around 3 hours later it would be there. So that was the good old days. Actually started building websites with a buddy of mine. We had a company called WebBeat at that time, and that was, early 90s and middle 90s. We were trying to convince people that they needed to be on the internet. And people thought we had three heads when we were talking to them. They're like, what do I need to be on the internet? Okay, so anyway, you all know probably some of those stories, but some of you probably weren't even around, or you might have been 10 years old when you were listening, seeing that stuff. But, or it's been part of your life, your whole life, and you don't know any different. But I was one of the pioneers, at least from my standpoint, that, starting on the internet. So I did start on Auction Web, actually was trying to sell information disks, and it was really hard. So I don't think anyone understands how hard it was back then. If you were back there in 1997 and you're listening to this and you used to sell on eBay in 1997, it was difficult to have pictures. You had to host them somewhere. You had to build HTML templates. You didn't put like 3 sentences for description. Your sentences had, you had to put like a book of information in there. It was different. You had to sell something and then wait 3 weeks for a check to get there or a money order. So those days were a lot different. And I did sell all the way from 1997 all the way up until we got serious about it 3 years ago. So just after COVID, we got really serious about it. But I did sell stuff. So I used eBay at that time, not as a business, because I wasn't really, trying to do something different. I was I probably would call myself a serial entrepreneur, because I did a lot of different businesses and things that I thought were going to make money, right? All kinds of stuff that I was doing. I'm almost embarrassed to say some of the stupid businesses that I've had. I think I could say one, Amway. Yeah, we did that. Yeah. So I was younger. I was stupid. We actually got all the way up to a Silver Direct, I think. And it was just, it was just too much. And there's a lot of stuff and different things that I did try. But like I said, we always tried. We did have a actual business for a while. My wife and I, we had a gift basket business, which we truly enjoyed. We really did. We had it for 7 years, and it was profitable. It did make money. My wife did that full time. She created gift baskets. But we ran into some problems in the economy. 2008, 2009, I think everybody remembers the housing crunch, everything that happened. We had a oil spill here in Pensacola that just killed business. It did a lot of stuff. So, so our business in the end didn't do that great at the end. So we ended up going, well, we just needed to do something different. We sold it off in pieces and pretty much got out of the business. And we went on to going back to work. And lo and behold, I still sold stuff on eBay every chance I got. So I find something, I go, I'm gonna sell it on eBay. Now we did do garage sales every year. We would go, we had children, young children. I had 2 girls, had everything they needed, and they would just sell stuff off every year. We'd have big garage sales. And my wife worked in fashion. She was a manager for retail stores. So she'd get a lot of clothes. So every year we'd have these great big garage sales. And it was just funny because 3 years ago, it just hit us like, why are we giving this stuff away? We really do. We give it to Goodwill. We give it to cheap and garage sales and all these things that I've sold that I look back at and I go, oh, if I'd have had those things. So I will tell you that if you're thinking about starting selling online on eBay, Mercari, or Poshmark, go to your closet. Start there. Don't spend any money. Don't spend a dime. We didn't spend a dime to start when we started getting serious about it. We just grabbed stuff from our house. We started finding all the stuff that we would probably put in garage sales. She worked for Disney for 5 years. We sold a ton of Disney stuff. I'm still selling Disney stuff that she had from when she worked managed a Disney store. So you can find stuff around your house. You can find stuff around your garage. I mean, your neighbors, your friends, whoever, get stuff for free if you can, to start out that way, because you have low risk, right? Selling on eBay is not hard. It's fun. It's enjoyable. You love to hear that cha-ching. And, it's been something that we can actually do together. So that went from cleaning out closets, which I'm going to be honest with you, we still have stuff that we could sell in our house that we haven't sold everything yet. So every time we walk through a room and we go, oh, we got to go through this closet at some point. There's stuff in there. I know there's stuff in there we can sell. I pulled out 3 cameras, digital cameras that were in the closet that were stuff up there. Sold those 3 weeks ago, got 100 and something, about 110 a piece for 2 video cameras and 1 regular camera. So if you have stuff, it will sell. And we just kind of went through and started doing that. But after we kind of got to the point where we pulled everything out of the house, we start going sourcing. And that's where we actually have the most fun. I'll be honest with you. That's been our joy. We go Saturdays, every Saturday morning. We're up, crack of dawn, 6 o'clock, 6:30. We try to get out there, hit as many garage sales as we can, and try to find some bargains. So I bought a lot of bad things. I'm going to tell you right off the bat. As we go through these things, and I show you some of the things that we sell as we go through this, you're probably going to go, "Why in the world would you buy that?" Because I bought an education. That's really what it looks like. So, there's a lot of things that I've learned. I watch a lot of people. Before I actually started, really getting serious about this, I started watching probably a lot of people that Kevin Commonwealth Picker, ADH Dave. I love those guys. Trash to Cash, Carrie, the American Arbitrage. I've been on a couple podcasts with Slim Flippers and Frizzy Finds, Johnny from Frizzy Finds, and these guys. And another name's going to escape me, but the resellers, what do they call it? Finders Flippers podcast. So excellent guys. So anyway, I listen to those guys. I listen to a bunch of them. So and I could go on and on and on and name them all, but they've all been influential, as far as what I do and how I do things. So I've learned a lot from them, and I've learned a lot of things from them as well to not do. So it just depends, you learn a lot of different things. So I've had the pleasure of meeting some pretty cool people too, personally meeting people, and being able to learn from them directly. So and hopefully at some point, as I do more of these and get a little more comfortable in front of the camera, we will meet some of those folks and do more sourcing. So I have 500 hours probably of sourcing video, but I just don't think it's that great. So we'll see. Maybe at some point I'll start to sprinkle some of those in on certain ones to kind of, see how it goes and see what you guys think. But there's not too many times where it's been real exciting, but like I said, it's a learning thing, and we've made some incredibly good buys, and we've made some incredibly bad buys. So we're working to get rid of that. The other thing that we do, just besides selling online, we also have a booth. It's about an 8 by 7 foot booth at what's called Flip Flops on Palafox Vendor Mall here in Pensacola, Florida. We started that back in July. We started in a little booth. It was just a wall shelf basically. And a month later moved up to a bigger booth. I do have comics in there. I think I have 8 bins of comics. So I've got about almost 1,000 comics sitting there. We sell quite a few comics. I have a ton of pop figures. And these are all things that we source at garage sales. And we've put a lot of stuff in there that we don't want to sell on eBay. And some things that I've purchased off of District Commons. Some different things that we find there. So we source now a little differently. We keep looking for things that we can put in the booth. We look for things we can sell online. So it's a process. It's been a great experience for us to sell at a booth because it has been profitable. It has made money every month, and that pays for itself. It pays for the booth rent, and it helps us to kind of move some stuff that doesn't move as fast on eBay. So it's been kind of fun. Plus, it's an outlet to sell off a lot of these comics, because when I buy bulk, I'll buy a big bulk buy or a bunch of comics. Not all of them are worth selling on eBay. I try not to sell. I'm really kind of stopping selling anything that's less than $10. Trying to be more selling the more expensive ones, or grouping them up into bigger bundles. And if they don't really sell that way, we just put them in the booth, and they have been selling there. So anyway, so that's what sold today. And today is Thursday. We're heading into the weekend, so I won't ship Saturday. So anything that sells overnight, I will ship tomorrow, because I'll try to get it out the same day, which, again, I have that opportunity because I'm home all day and I work from home. So it's easy for me to get out. But and you know, I will note the one reason that I do that is a lot of people don't realize it, but if you have 1 day shipping and you do free returns, 30-day returns, then you get a 10% kickback on your fees. And if I add it up over the course of the year, how much I've gotten back, it's probably between $500 and $600 that I get back in fees. So it is some money. Some people, it's not worth it. If you're shipping every 3 days and that works best for you, that's what you do. But for me, it works every day. So, but I'll ship stuff tomorrow. All this will go out, it'll get ready tonight, and it'll go out tomorrow. And then anything that comes in overnight will ship tomorrow. And then the rest of it will ship this weekend, and we'll probably shoot another video and show what's sold on Sunday. So anyway, that's it for today. I hope your day is going great, and I hope you guys are making great sales. Again, I'm David Beckham, Breeze Flippers, and I'm out.